In this video, I will show you how to install OpenTelemetry on a Buildpack. And you could reproduce the same steps to install pretty much any APM such as Datadog or New Relic on your Buildpacks. And I decided to do this video because as I was staffing the Cloud Foundry booth at KubeCon in Paris, a lot of folks were coming to ask about Buildpacks. It's a great way to standardize the way that you containerize your application, because with one command, you can create state-of-the-art container images with the best performance optimization for your stack and the latest security upgrade on the OS layer. But a number of folks who've known the Buildpacks technology for, now it's like almost a decade actually, we're asking about, hey, is it still hard to install, side things like agents? And so I didn't have the answer. And so I was like, okay, as soon as I get home, I'm going to try that. And spoiler alert, now it's very easy to do that. So I will show you how to do this in this video. Let's dive in. Okay, so what will you need to do this tutorial? Obviously, the first tool that you will need installed is Docker. Here I have a Docker desktop installed on my MacBook. You will also need the pack CLI. So you can easily install this with Bundler if you're on macOS. You can go on the Buildpacks website, which is buildpacks.io, and they provide instruction on how to do this easily for pretty much any modern OS. And yeah, that's all you need. All right, let's jump in. So for this example, I will install OpenTelemetry to monitor a Python app on an Ubuntu image. So that's what we are going to do. If you already have a Python application that you can use, feel free to use your own. I'm gonna use one. I have on my GitHub, I have a repo with a bunch of sample web apps, so you can use it if you want. I will paste the link in the description, and we will go to the Python application. So as you can see, it's like a very, very simple web app that just return hello world when being queried, nothing fancy. So we are gonna first, I will keep my editor open. The first thing we'll do is to import OpenTelemetry to my file. Again, if you want to copy paste all of that, you can go on the article on the new stack and copy the code from over there. So I just imported my OpenTelemetry library. Then we will need to set up a tracer provider, which is needed by OpenTelemetry. And for the sake of the article, generally when you use OpenTelemetry, you send these logs a way to be stored in a data store and then used by some dashboards. But I don't want to do anything complicated, so I will just export the logs that will generate. Here is going to be a trace, and I will just display it in the console, just for the sake of showing that it's working. So I need to declare console exporter, and we need two other more lines. And then finally define my tracer. All of this is specific to OpenTelemetry. If you are installing obviously Datadog on your Relic or some other tools, obviously this will change with the tool that you are installing. All right, So now what we need to do is to actually trace something. So in my hello world method, we'll create a new block, and we will trace that. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do. For this file, our application file is ready. I'm going to save and quit. And now we need to, so how Buildpacks will know that it needs to install OpenTelemetry and the dependencies. And what used to be complicated, you just need to edit the requirements file of your Python app. That would be the same for other languages. Buildpack support a bunch of different languages. Depending on the Buildpack provider, they will support different languages. But if you use Paketo Buildpacks, which is a provider that it's supported by Cloud Foundry and CNCF, so everything is open source. They support pretty much any modern programming languages like Node.js, PHP, Python, anything .NET, Go, and so on and so forth. So pretty much any other programming language you would need to specify the OpenTelemetry dependencies based on the language that you are using. So here for Python, I'm using the requirements.txt. So I'm just gonna go paste this in this file. Here we go. And that's pretty much all we need to do to get our application ready. And now the beauty of Buildpacks, again, it's what I was sharing at the beginning of the article. The developer and the user experience is very smooth because all you need to create a container image from your application, and any application, any language, is one command, which is pack build. And then you just specify the name of the container, the image, excuse me, what the image you want, the name of the image. So here I'm gonna call my image my Python app. And that's it, that's all you need to do. And Pack is gonna take care of creating the image for you. I've already ran this command, so it's gonna use a bunch of cached layers, so it's gonna be much faster than when you are running it the first time on your laptop. What's great about using Buildpacks is that if you need to update specific layer, it will not rebuild the entire container image, even if the layer is sitting above other ones. Like if you use Docker build, there is a caching mechanism. But if you need to replace a layer, all the layers that are below this, the one that is being replaced in the Docker file, will need to be rerun. Like it cannot use the cached. So, for instance, if you need to apply a security update to your OS layer, if you use Docker build, it's gonna need to rebuild the entire image. With Buildpacks and the pack rebase feature, you can just rebuild the OS layer and keep and you reuse the cache layer for the rest. So it's a huge time saver. Okay, so here my image should be ready. Let's look at it. Yes, it's here, my Python app image. So now we are gonna run our image. I'm gonna run this on port, let's say 3000, and my images are all configured. My applications are in this repo are all configured to run to listen on port 8000. So we're going to run my Python app. All right, that should be working. Let's open another tab, Docker PS, and I can see that my container is working fine. Now let's query this container. Here we go, it worked fine. So if everything went well, we should see in this one OpenTelemetry outputting the trace, and here it is. Success. So it was super easy to install this APM on our Buildpacks container application. As you can see, it's no different from installing any other dependencies. It's the exact same. So if you were not using Buildpacks because of this reason, and you are looking into streamlining your application container process, you should give Buildpack another try. Thanks for watching and see you later.